All right, ladies and gents, welcome one and all to another edition of the London session. Hope you're doing well, guys. And it's time to get this show on the road. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Once again, welcome to another edition of the London session. Hope you've all had a good week so far. Been a quality week on the charts for me personally. Did take one trade yesterday, a bit after the stream, which I did call out in my members group. Took a small position on a gold entry, as always. Trading gold, that's all I trade, for another win. So 3-0 for the week. A little bit cheeky as I was trading on my phone, so that's why it was a little bit of a smaller position. But I hope you guys have had a good one. Obviously, what we're here for today is to have a look at the charts, have a look in particular at gold. Any other pair as per request, guys. If you have any charts or anything you'd like me to look at, any questions, as you guys already know, feel free to pop those into the chat and I'll get to you all shortly. In the meantime, don't forget YouTube, you need to do one thing for me quickly, and it's just hit the like button. Take 2 seconds out of your time. Don't forget to do it. We want to get the stream numbers up. They have been creeping up slowly, so I'm happy to see that, but we want them up over that 100 plus soon. TikTok, you guys rock as always. Please smash that screen for me. Let's get numbers onto the TikTok stream as well. Without further ado, guys, let's have a look at the news to see if there is anything of schedule here today. ADP, had no idea that was on yesterday. No idea at all. But anyway, moving forward, we do have CPI for the pound. So obviously there is some high impact news. Won't impact gold necessarily, won't impact gold at all. However, obviously will impact the pound. So therefore, if you are trading the pound, which I used to, but not anymore, you need to be wary of that. And that will be breaking in just under 9 minutes from now. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Moving forward into proceedings for the remainder of the day, you do have FOMC. All right, so it's a big one here on the gold. As you can see, that is tomorrow my time, 6 a.m. So for those who ask me, will I be trading it? I will be awake, but not to trade, that's for sure. So that is something to obviously keep in mind if you are trading around that time, which I assume most of you won't be. But anyway, onto the charts, guys. Now let's take a look at the gold, and starting on that weekly time frame, and look at that. Wow, we did break the low, but we've now flipped, and we're obviously pushing back to the upside here. Really difficult to know what to make of that, other than the fact that we have rebounded off the psychological round number, that 4,000 level. So to me, that does suggest that there is a higher probability that we will in fact continue bullish. It's a psychological round number. It's a number that we failed to close below on multiple occasions, and we still remain above it. But let's just see what we've got in the other time frames, which may suggest perhaps otherwise. So on the daily here, what we do have is obviously counter probabilities to the upside. If I was to use a trend line, which I do not, we can see we're creating some steady higher lows within the structure itself, which to me is still technically bullish. But once again, the more concern for me is the actual formation of the daily candle and that previous daily candle. We have tapped into some previous resistance only to pop back above it, obviously that 4K region. To me, it looks like there is potential for this thing to come back up towards that 4,200 flat region yet again on gold. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen today, but there is a chance. Onto the 4 hour, and we can see, so now looking at the structure here on the 4 hour, technically we are bearish on the 4 hour, and what we are doing is we are retesting the last significant lower high just now. So we are at a significant strong key level here on the gold around that 4,100 flat region. Now, if we remain below it, there could be opportunities to take a sell, guys. I'm not necessarily going to be looking to buy into it. Similar to yesterday when we're back at support, you guys saw I wasn't interested in selling into it because you saw exactly what happened. We bounced straight off it. So similar to this yesterday's scenario, but in the opposite direction. I'm likely, due to the level that we're at, likely going to be focused more on the sells, unless it's a potential pullback for the buy. What we're going to do is mark in the most recent support, which is just there, and that is the current 4 hour range, is basically this one candle. Now make our way down to the 15-minute time frame, and what we can see is the structure on that time frame has in fact flipped bullish. But again, irrespective of the structure being bullish, we've got to ask ourselves, where are we on the chart? And once again, hard to ignore the fact we're at some very strong resistance here to the left, which can just drag up a little bit. So for me, off the back of that, just there for aesthetics, but I know we've got that to the left. So off the back of that, guys, what I'm looking for is rejection sells. We have tapped into the 4-hour resistance. We have just recently created a minor support below it. So if price was to begin to pop below that point there, that will become my potential entry point for a sell option. Now, obviously, I want to see some strong closures below. Price pull back, retest, and at that point there, I believe there's a high probability that we'll be pulling away from this 4-hour resistance, and the likely destination will be back at the 4-hour support. So that, off the back of that, that is a sell option I would definitely be considering. Now, further options moving forward, guys. Against the upside, I'm not interested in chasing it into or buying it into the resistance. Also, the fact of the matter is, it's made already quite a significant push over the past few hours. You're looking at 340 pips roughly. So for me, the buys, I would preference the buys upon the pullback. And we don't necessarily need to tap all the way back into the 4-hour support, but the deeper the pullback, the better. And I'd just be looking for a buy confirmation upon the right catalyst forming to the upside for me to take a buy. So once again, we've got some previous resistance, which we've not yet retested, the local resistance that we have broken out of during the Asian session. So that could be a potential point where price pulls back to around that 4,082 sort of region. So similar to what we looked at Monday and even yesterday, the plan, we could, in this case, look for a sell to take it down to a level where we could possibly get involved in a buy. So sell to buy, that type of scenario here today, guys. Again, just purely based off the level we're currently at, I would preference the sells, but I'm definitely not writing off any buy option as well. So that is my personal opinion of proceedings here on the gold today. Make of that what you will, team, but please, once again, do me a favor. YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button. TikTok, let's smash that little screen. And that is the goal. Let's quickly look at GJ chart. I marked up, sent into my members group. It's now broken into a cleaner area of traffic. To me, it's still, I would preference the sells, in all honesty. Yeah, I still don't like GJ. I rarely look at it. As far as the sells, you've got some minor support at this point here, just below the resistance. That could be a potential entry option to the downside if it does in fact reject the current level. It could have been entries just there based off the liquidity grab from the downside, similar to what I mentioned yesterday on gold, guys. If you guys remember how I said I want a strong closure right up near the high or above it, want the new counts pop back down to the range below, reject, and there's your impulse entry as it breaks. So that's pretty much what GJ's done. Not quite soon if you would have had enough profit to secure anything. But otherwise, what I'd be looking at GJ just now is price to make a clean move up and look for a rejection sell if it were me. But it won't be me because I do not trade it. Plus, you got news in a minute and a half. You stuck in a bit of a range. At the minute, slow trickle up. I'd be waiting for the news to be released and see what eventuates from that, and then look for either buys from lower down back at support, potentially above the resistance here at 131,560. Just quick update on those piercing. I do not trade it myself. Back to the gold, and let's look at this. Wow, 1 minute, guys. Could we have a sell option here? All right, let's focus. I will get to you guys shortly, but let's focus because there could be a sell in a minute's time, guys. If this closes as is, what I want to see is a decent upper wick in the following candle, and there could be an entry. We need to leave a low wick, and it's for sure. Currently, the stop loss would have to be above the current candle. Now, so we're focused on potential sells here, guys. We have rejected a 4-hour resistance. We are basically engulfing that bullish candle. If we close right near its low, I want an upper wick in the following candle. What that would do is give me a way to manage the trade, because to begin, the stop loss will have to be above the current candle's high. And that will be some, let's just measure it. The low is 40.89.61, so 40.89.35 is an entry. 40.89.35 for me. Now you guys have to determine what the lowest point is on your broker's chart. Need a decent upper wick. So you're looking at about 60 plus stop loss. Not great. Not that bad though. We need a bit of an upper wick. Now would preference it tapping towards the highs of this zone again. I definitely needed some sort of upper wick. It doesn't really have much of one at the minute. All right, this is better. Perfect. You can see it creating that upper wick just now. So I've placed the sell stop. Now my sell stop. Again, you need to do your own homework, guys. Check what the lowest point of this bullish candle is in your broker's chart, and go about 2.5 pips below that point there. So for me, it's 4,089.35. Now, I don't want this to pull back too far as well. My members, I shall send you guys a link quickly. Ouch. All right, so we've got the stop in, the sell stop order in, guys. There you go, members. Link has been posted. Alrighty. Welcome, one and all. Franco, g'day to you. KSS Multimedia, g'day to you. And Bartman, appreciate it. Welcome to you guys. Anyone else in the YouTube chat, don't feel shy to say g'day. TikTok, welcome to the 66 of you on stream. Echo again, man, what is with the mic settings on this thing? It shouldn't be. It's the same settings as yesterday. Yeah, there should not be any issues with the mic, to be honest. Why is there an echo? Apologies, guys. I have no idea. The settings have not been adjusted at all. I have no idea why there's an echo on TikTok all the time. Maybe I'll... Better now, or hopefully. Alright, anyway. Give me a bit of an eye on gold here. I don't want it to pull back too much further, to be honest, guys. And I want it to happen. I want it to flip quite soon. Similar scenario to the trade I took yesterday in the members group. Well, bought out in the members group. Kind of while I was preparing dinner or eating dinner. Still took it myself though. How price was doing a similar thing. Price action and a decent pullback, and then eventually, as it flipped, it really rocketed down quickly for about a quick 20 plus pips. So a similar sort of scenario potentially here, but I don't want it to pull back all that far. If it takes probably more than another 3-4 minutes and gets down towards the last 5 minutes of this candle, then I will simply remove the order and wait to see how this candle closes. Also, the open of the new 1 hour candle, that's added confluence. That looks good. The fact that we do reject closing bearish. TikTok, let me have a look through the chat just quickly. Still holding. Bye, Fred. Fantastic. You're a magician, mate. You're a magician. Protected high swept to the low. Yep, maybe. We'll see. Lucky, g'day to you. Hope you're well, mate. Or the two Lockies. AMD, you think it will go to 4,070 today? Don't have a crystal ball to know just yet, so wait and see. Again, all I do is react to my plan. My plan is to look for a potential sell. So I've got the order in. 0D, g'day to you. Yeah, guys, so hopefully it's fixed now. Gerardi, good morning. I'll hold my trade till 4,092. Nice one. Juliet Byrne, not anymore. Nice one. Magnet. Just call you Magnet. What do you think about trade entry 4,098 and stop loss 4,108? That's a good area. It's getting involved for sure. So it's looking alright. Nibs, my confidences. Well, strong rejection for the 4-hour resistance. We've got a minor support below the resistance. If we were to continue bullish, there's not much of a need to break that minor support. If we do so, we believe there's high probability we could make a deeper pullback. The hourly closed bearish as well. M30 as well, leaving a wick to the upside, suggesting we grab some upside liquidity, decent upper wick. And we are flipping, guys, so let's keep a bit of an eye out. Yo, Mama, can you explain how you get an entry? Well, just been over it. Wolf. Yeah, approaching with a bit of steam at the minute, so let's keep an eye on it. Oh, very close. Well, what is with the spreads? Wow. What is going on here? I've just noticed the spread. So I'm in, guys, but my spread is like 6. My spread is 6 pips. Is anyone else noticing this on IC markets? It just spiked to 6 pips. So I'm in the trade, guys. I got triggered in. It's back to normal now. It's back to half a pip. That is strange. I've not seen that before. I can't imagine it's off the back of the CPI news, to be honest, because that is the pound. I'm in the trade, guys. I got triggered in. Pretty much an entry. Here we go. Dropping like it's hot. And you've got enough to secure some profit. There we go. I'm going to secure half. Gets break even. There we go. There's 20 plus. So I'm secure now. Secured half. I'm at break even. And that's how we roll. Nice and easy. Does it, guys? Look at that. Yeah, 4-0 for the week. And we are dropping like it is absolutely hot. Look at that. You got almost 40 pips on the table now, guys. So again, my end target will be gonna secure some more shortly, because we are tapping in to some previous resistance. That will be my next target to secure some profit. In fact, I'm pretty happy if I got on table now. Yeah, so I secured a bit more. And I'm just going to let the rest run. And nice and easy. Job done very early into proceedings. Is it going to come out to tag my entry at a break even though? The runner. W trade. Yet again, guys. We are killing it. I'm not even sure how many in a row that is on stream, but I've not lost on stream for quite a while. Almost out at break even, but nice one. Lucky you're not. Well, you should be now doing this trade. It's pretty obvious I am. Lucky you're in. Nice one. Yeah, so guys, you had enough to secure some minor profits. Well, I'll do it anyway. Lau, coming to you. get to you guys shortly. Oh, just spared. Runner being taken out and it's dropping again. Back in a 20 plus pip profit. Let's see. Franco normal spread on my side. That was crazy, guys. I'm not sure anyone IC markets had like a 6 pip spread for a moment there. 6-7 pips. I literally had about a 7 pip spread, and then it went back quite quickly, back down to half a pip, and it's now back at again 0.6 of a pip. And we are dropping, guys. We are once again 35 plus pips in profit. Lau W, nice one. Franco W, what a call. Thank you, mate. Jesse, big win. W, nice one. Easy as you like. Thank you, mate. Blus, happy to hear it, mate. Brad, we love lovely trade. W's, lovely trade. Hope you are doing well, mate. And to you too, my friend. Good to see you on the stream. Farouk W, nice one. Franco, you are a beast. Right, mate. Appreciate it. Peter K, W, nice work. Good work, YouTube. And we're currently got 33 pips on the table on the runner, so Mo, can you ask me a question? You can, Nibs, thank you. All right, no worries. Ellie Habib, target again. I'm going to secure some more, probably. Well, I've already secured, I've secured 75%. But I think that's a pretty good level to target, as far as that's the most recent resistance, which price is not yet retested and it could bounce off it. There's some 70 pips into profit, but I might just leave a small position to see if it actually does come back down to the support, to be honest. Do you send those trades that you take like talk? No, it's all live. The trade I took yesterday, after the stream, I posted play by play what I was looking at here. Gold sales look okay, creating up a wick, then breaks its own low again, because this thing popped down and popped back up. Mentioned what I was seeing, so it created the upper wick. Stop loss would be about the counter this high with entry just below its low. Volume volatile volume. Yeah, so pretty much that was after the stream on my phone. But I gave the guys enough time. I know a couple of guys did manage to get involved. Alex, thank you, mate, for the stickers, by the way. Appreciate it. Sketch TP. Sketch TP. I mean, it's pretty obvious it's here. Jump across the YouTube stream, you'll see the numbers. YouTube, as per the usual. Take a trade, the numbers drop. What are you gonna do on YouTube? You guys, the originals rock. Everyone else, don't know what you're missing out on. Well, they won't even hear it anyway if they're not on the stream. All W, just how we like it. Win 135 with 33 losses is the stream total now. Let's just quickly update that. I love when you get a nice early trade. Ticks the boxes. Almost missed it, to be honest. Is that win rate is creeping up. Alright, so we still got the runner comfortably in profit of 30 pips. Let's see how the rest of it goes. CAC, did I get wrecked? No, I didn't get wrecked. I took profits for the 4th time in a row this week. 4-0 for the week. You got ins and take partials and broke even. Ooh, you must have been quite unlucky, because I was spared break even. I did take partials. And my runner was still spared as well. Andrew made 10k today. Nice work. And you should have buy. Can you all see already taking profit on a sell? Yeah, I mentioned yesterday, do what you want to do, mate. I could not give a shit. You guys do what you want to do. I do me. I'm not influenced by what you guys think. And my record speaks for itself. So that is why. Happy to have you on stream. You're allowed your opinion. But don't tell me I should have done this and that. Again, my record speaks for itself. So Hassam, daily profits good. Thanks. All good. Happy to hear it, mate. AS Multimedia. AWS Multimedia break even. Stop loss isn't good for me. It always comes take me out. Been unlucky. Gold Sniper, usual shit. It is, mate. But again, I think an 80+% record speaks for itself as to why I follow my opinion, my rules, my plan, my analysis, my edge, whatever you want to call it. So Hack, what is my record? 100 since the start of these streams, 135 wins and 33 losses. This week 4-0. 3-0 on stream. That has Inc. Where are you training from? It's midnight where I'm training from. Melbourne, Australia, mate. It is 6 p.m. just after 6 p.m. 6:15. Lucky I haven't lost trade views so far. Been a week. Strategy speaks for itself. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier this week, last week, or not last week, prior to last week, there was some lean weeks. It was so hard to find a quality entry. But still, I didn't force anything, so I didn't take losses, because just because there was nothing of quality doesn't mean I've got to try to find something for the sake of a stream. I never do that. And I stick to my plan, because sometimes you're going to get plenty of options, like it's been in the past week and a bit. Other times it's going to be, you know, a bit thin. Anonymous, Burn City baby, nice one. Juliet Vo TP. So again, 4,082.30 roughly is this resistance, but I've already secured a majority of the trade either way. Marpa, thank you for the sticker as well. Well, Sniper shut 2 people up yesterday. I wouldn't usually show my count, but sometimes you need to swipe smile. Yeah, I understand, mate, but again, sure need to. Saint Doopy, great trade, thank you. Well, Sniper, what is people saying trading is fake? Yeah, I think maybe because they're following the wrong people and getting wrecked, scammed. We are dropping. Trading is all about patience. Stick to your plan. 100%, mate. 100%. Anonymous, what made you want to sell here? Just curious. I'm not a trader. Just follow along. Reason being is because price is at a very strong level of rejection here on the 4 hour, which lines up with some previous support there to the left. It's also at a level where if we close above, I would determine it to be a structure flip here on the 4 hour time frame. So what I call this is the last significant lower high. So long as price remains below the last significant lower high, and there's a good chance we could create another pullback. It could be a high or low potentially within the structure itself, and a retest, and the more we retest, the more likely eventually it will break to the upside. But this is pretty much the first proper retest of the high point of the resistance. There's likely going to be some sort of reaction to that level. We did have that reaction. What we did have was a little bit of minor support form just below the resistance here, the 4 hour level, and a catalyst for me was the strength of that bearish candle prior to the entry. So it didn't quite close engulfing, but it closed engulfing the body, not the full candle itself. But I also like the way this candle formed, creating the upper wick, rejecting that zone. If you do remember, I did mention it as I was seeing a trade. That would be ideal if this candle popped up towards the high of that zone, then begun to reject, and did so, and that was the confluence. That was the reason. To me, it's the trade I would take every single day of the week. especially at such a key level, that 4100 flat region. I know it didn't technically tap into it, but it's definitely tapped into resistance. I do feel, and again, if you will look back to the left, and if you were to be on the charts for any given period of time, you're likely going to see strong rejection on these levels. Not always, sometimes price will push straight through it or below it, but for the most part you'll get some sort of reaction to it. Looks like price is coming back up towards the entry. Yeah, that was strange. I'm not sure what happened in the spread. Actually caught me by surprise because I was triggered in. I was all of a sudden down 6 pips because of spread, but the spread quickly narrowed and I was back at entry. That was strange. Still got the runner in, just CAC, nice win rate, but what's the return month by month? All depends, mate. It all depends. It's consistent growth, which is the main thing. Profitable is the main thing. Being in the blue is the main thing. 95+% of traders always end up in a negative. And the main reason is because they cannot stick to their plan, cannot control their emotions, revenge trade, do all that stupid shit. I used to be one of those guys. Used to be the calendar guy for that back in the day. Anonymous, all good. Not a problem, my friend. Glad that it helped. Can I learn it strat anywhere? Just watching me trade live, you'll learn a lot. Again, there is VIP and it's affordable. It's not ridiculous price. I will likely organize some sort of Black Friday deal, even though I don't need to because it's already ridiculously cheap for what it is. Yeah, I'm out, guys. The runners just got taken out. All good. Nice quick win. Yeah, so you can learn it there, otherwise just watch. I will create more content, guys. Reason being is because I figured out how to use CapCut. How's that? Fantastic. That's good for you guys, it's good for me. I can actually do some video editing myself. Still got my editor. But for just simple little videos, I can manage to do it myself. So I will start to upload, seeing I will have a little bit more time for it as well. Been hard pressed for time of late. All right, so that one is over and done with, that trade. So 1-0 so far. John, thank you for the stickers, mate. And Lockie, appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Legends. Just Mr. Dude, how many trades you take daily? Oh, well, look, anywhere between 0 and, so it's not taking a trade, obviously, and probably 2, 3. For the most part, it's just 1. Most part, I'm happy with the profit on the 1. Don't need to give it back. So, as a potential re-entry, now for those of you who watch me on the regular, you probably know what I'm about to do. About to pull up the FIP. I'm gonna mark in from high to low, and you guys know why. Those who watch me on the regular, why I'm doing this. Because a few reasons. One, we've tapped back into that support and we are rejecting it. Oh wow, just noticed something. I see. Interruption entry would have been valid as well there, guys. It could have been entry on that. So wow, will not be surprised if some of my guys may have picked up on that, maybe even took the trade. But anyway, if this closed below the 0.382, what that would suggest to me is that, seeing we've rejected that previous support, we would have grabbed upside liquidity, closing back weak bullish. Off the back of that note, closing below 0.382, if price was to begin to break it, in my personal opinion, based off the data I have collected for many a year now, so let's just say it closes, first of all, like this, perhaps like so. So it's a weak closure. What my data suggests to me is, so long as the new candle is a bit of an upper wick and begins to break the candle's low, there's a high probability we will continue further to the downside. So that could be a potential re-entry for anyone interested. No name, hey bro, just got in the charts. Could you explain that trade? Yeah, so it's just a rejection of 4-hour resistance, mate. 4-hour resistance. Last significant lower high here in a 4-hour. Formed minor support below it on the 15, excuse the lag. And we had a strong closure with a good upper wick, and entry was taken as a broke low. So that's just a quick recap of the trade. I was kind of hoping you would say to me you EIC entry when I saw you in the chat, to be honest. Seems to be your bread and butter these days. John, you're in Australia. Is there any companies that trade for individuals? Be careful with that. Yeah, be really careful with that. I've done it. I do it for family. It's just much easier. Nathan, sells. I was in sells. Took some profit. John, your pleasure. Nice one. UJ, long, maybe SB, UJ. No, it's at resistance. If you want a long on UJ, you probably have to be in lower down. No, for me, it's definitely not a long at the current level. Unless you're trading at the higher time frames. Yeah, the 4-hour does look good. Let's quickly look at it from the top down. A weekly, well, it is bullish, very bullish here. The weekly, very strong bullish. Daily, got candles to the upside, high lows, high highs, current candle, inside bar candle. Let's zoom out a bit, see what sort of levels are at. There is a bit of congestion to the left hand side here, but the fact of the matter is, it's looking at it once again on the minor time frame, which I will do in a moment. There is absolutely no margin to the upside. Let's just go down to 15 here. Yeah, you're buying it into resistance. I would preference a pullback towards the Asian range low. I would preference price sweeping below it, popping back above it for the buy, or perhaps popping up above the resistance, rejecting the high point of that 4-hour level, popping back towards the Asian range high, and popping back below it. And that could be a potential entry. I really don't like the look of it, to be honest. I think it's just basically consolidating. No clear direction at the minute. Keep an eye on gold again. Zero D still holding. All right. Yeah, be careful though. Arabs, I'm still holding the same short till 4068. Do you think it'll hit? Look, as long as we keep rejecting this, first of all, the 4-hour resistance and the most recent support turns resistance, which it looks like it might, then there is a good chance that it could. I'd be targeting a little bit higher up than that though, to be honest. I mean, 4067, I think it's a pretty good level. Oh, 68 actually I've got, sorry, so you're right, yeah. It's not a bad target, sorry. The bear trading sell, took a sell. So though, thinking a buy. Look, it could possibly create a higher low just now and head back up. I don't have a confirmation yet to look for a buy. I know you just jumped on YouTube and watched play it in real time. All good, no worries, mate. John, all good, mate. No name, I was scoping out the IC, but unfortunately had work over time, so only. All good, mate. All good. Enjoy the gym. And you're in longs. Attila closed 3 Bitcoin shorts today from Asian session, made my daily money. Nice one. Good work. TP sell, bear train again. I'd be targeting the resistance that most recently broke out of, so that would be around that 4082. Gold Sniper. Whatever news too should be busy. Yeah, quite a lot of news. FOMC. Steven Williams. How much are you risking if you're taking PT? I'm asking as a fight. Sometimes I would risk my normal 1% and take 80%. Then get initial push, then my 20 runs. If I risk 2%, I will make more. Look, I risk my risk is floating because I risk it's fixed lot size. To be honest, I mean, of late I've let trades go a little bit longer as well. For the most part, the first year, you guys know, there wasn't as much volatility though, but for the first year I was doing stock standard, starting to secure at 10. But now it's more, normally about double that, or close to it for the most part, sometimes even more, especially when trading on my own. But yeah, so my risk is floating anywhere between 1 and 5% for the most part. Don't recommend 5%. But again, if you got experience and you're accepting of the risk, and you see I manage my trades as well, so irrespective, if I'm risking 60 pips and that is my full, or 5% or 70 pips or whatever, I always manage it prior to it. I'll never take that full loss. G, I think it's gonna consolidation, making a head and shoulder at 4 hour, then move up. By the way, I'm still in from yesterday. Like I said on TikTok. Nice one. Brooke, did the spread then help you not I entered not hit break even? I entered 4,092.42. I've hit much earlier. Now the spread, yes, the spread helped me to not get taken out on the runner initially. The spread, I mean, you should have always, for me, it never came back to entry prior to dropping to a point to secure. Then it popped back up right close to the entry. But because the spread was at 0.6, it's about half a pip, I didn't get taken out on the runner. And then it dropped again, I ended up securing some more, and finally come back up to actually take out my runner. So it's good to have, you know, a broker with low spreads. I use a raw spread account, so I pay commissions, but I'd rather pay the commission and get in at a much better, you know, price. I reckon I need to step out. All good, mate. I hope you're well. You take care and have a good one. Electro Scalp 1. Here you go. It's a signal from the gallery. Kill Moodia. BTC, please check. Very bearish. Weekly, strong bearish. Daily, it's actually closed back bullish, but closing back bullish with a long lower wick would normally suggest that we've perhaps grabbed downside liquidity, and there's a good chance that new candle wouldn't need to necessarily create much of a lower wick if it was to continue bullish. And seeing it's actually done that, there is, I believe, a good chance we're going to fill that wick and potentially head back down towards, again, that 80, 83, 84 sort of region will be the next destination, in my personal opinion. We've got an interruption just there, so price may in fact pull up a little bit higher before it rejects at 94,600 sort of level, 94,600. Looking at here on the 4 hour, the structure is it's forming beautiful structure here to the downside. Lower highs, lower lows. Has bounced off the most recent support, which has marked that level in. For me, it needs to pop above 97,400 to really give me some sort of confirmation that on at least a higher time frame that we're flipping back bullish, which could lead to a bit more of a deeper pullback. Onto the 15-minute here, and that is definitely bearish in structure. So for me, I'd still be definitely favoring downside here on Bitcoin, and I would be looking for, you got an interruption though just there, so potential IC entry to the upside. Personally, I wouldn't trade it. I don't trade it. It's just a different beast. So I'd preference a pullback sell, in all honesty. Right, lower high, where could it pull back to? I mean, you've got previous support at the Asian lows from yesterday. That could be a potential destination where it pulls back to reject. Otherwise, what you're doing is creating some support just here. So if price was to reject the level at 91,200 and close back below it, that could be your cue to look for a sell back down to the current daily candles low. Gold popping back up, so obviously no confirmation of the re-entry. Manual buy sell, nothing in a minute. What happened to my short? I took profit on my short. The runner got taken out, break even. Did you not see it? Someone needs classes. Someone needs to pay attention. Nips is doing sells. You got to be careful, mate. You got to be careful because we are pulling back up. Unless you're in from higher up, which I'm hoping you are. Again, that's why I take my profits when there's profit on the table. I'm not greedy. It's break even. I secured a decent bag on that one, so I'm happy with that. Arabs, I'm in from 4,089, showing until 69, stop loss at 96. All right. Yeah. I wish you all the best. What's rough odds? To be honest, well, what I'm seeing is the fact that the daily has a high, low, high, high. The structure within the daily is bullish. Oh, and the M15 structure itself is technically bullish. The only reason why I looked to get involved in the sell there is because of the rejection of the 4-hour resistance. But there is a good chance we could come back up to retest it and create a double top, maybe an M formation where it could eventually reject again. Or if it has the volume momentum, push straight through it and start to close above it, flipping the 4-hour structure here. So for me, yeah, I definitely would have, obviously am out of the position now, the runner. So I've secured profit on it, and yeah, for me, I wouldn't be holding. You've got this candle with the count probabilities being to upside, high, low, high, high. I think there's a good chance it's going to pop up to your stop loss. In all honesty, I'm not being rude, but that's just my personal opinion. I hope it doesn't. I hope it rejects now. But I definitely would have managed it, which I obviously did. I hope, yeah, I was hoping most of you would have as well. Got tapped out, break even. Yeah, the runner, guys. The runner got tapped out, break even, secure profit. Again, called it live. If you don't believe me, rewatch it, rewind it. None of it is hidden. It's all out in the open. I did mention exactly what I was doing. Golden zone, EOB. Yeah, it's at a pretty significant level. 4,100 very soon, potentially. Dang, buys or sells. Still preferencing the sells. So long as we're below this resistance. Otherwise, I'd rather buy it on the pullback. I just don't see any... I don't feel it's the best area to be looking for a buy because you don't have much margin. Plus, it is a really strong level of resistance. Like I mentioned before, it's the last significant lower high here on a 4-hour time frame. So it's retesting the structure here, the highest point of the structure in a 4-hour. So there's no way I'd be buying into it unless we pull back. Dang, buys or sells, nothing in EU. SB, EU. Yeah, EU is looking okay. Yep. Nice strong closure above, by the looks of things. Just seeing if there's any interruption at play potentially in the 1 hour, but it may make the move in between. But you could have an IC entry on the 1 hour. You need to wait 20 plus minutes for that. I mean, aside from that though, this 15 closed like so. It's technically, you've got a decent entry there on the falling candle. Just EU, I don't think it's got the legs to just continue straight up to the highs without some sort of pause. Doesn't mean it has to, but I would love for this. This would be an ideal scenario if this eventuates, where this candle closes, for instance, like so, the following M15 closes like so after retesting that resistance. Closing weak bearish, use the fib to determine whether it's a weak bearish or strong bearish closure, and then look for a buy as price begins to break the high in the following candle. Yeah, that's just price action pattern, which I absolutely love and flog to death when I see it happen. A really high win rate. At this point here, the only other option for me that I would personally consider is the limit order zone to zone buy. So a little bit different to the IC entry. The zone to zone buy is closure above the retest continuation entry. The zone to zone limit entry is strong closure above a resistance, and you're just banking on the fact that price is going to pull back, tap in, bounce off it, and you're going to get triggered on your entry. So it is in my playbook. It's not one I use often though. JD beats, man. GJ. Yeah, rank. I have no thoughts on it. It's just rank. I'm not going to bother. In all honesty, it looks like shit. Dang, which chart, time frame, and where are you spotting it? Just approaching at 96 level. Well, this is gold, spot gold. Nibs, I've exited at profits, playing safe. Yep, good work. I'm at 4,100 zone, lining up London open potential. Angwin, my training style is different to yours, but I really enjoyed watching your analysis, but I appreciate your support, my friend, and more than welcome on the stream. GMO per EU is a long-term sell, bro. Am I trading long-term? Am I swing trading? Gold's a long-term buy. I just sold it because I'm scalping. BTC, Ashia Puria. Just had a look at it not long ago. I'd still preference the sells, but you got interruption entry valid potentially in just under 3 minutes. So limit order buy at the high of that bearish candle. If it was gold, that's what I'd be looking at. No idea how it works on Bitcoin though. I have no idea. I've not tested it out, so don't at me. Don't take it based off that, because I will not be confident in all honesty on Bitcoin. MagicKeys not trading EU after what you saw yesterday. Fair enough. Trader market in gold buys. This gold buys work. Our gold buys valid, I think is what you're trying to say. Look, to me, yes, it's bullish. The 15-minute structure is bullish. The daily counter probabilities are bullish. We are respecting and bounced off the 4,000 flat level. But it's just the level we're at. I don't want to buy it into this level because, again, looking at it on the 4-hour, it's a strong level of resistance. So lines up with some previous support to the left as well. So I'd much rather buy the pullback or let it potentially do some of this. And that will require a significant weight. Create a nice clean impulse up, a nice pullback, form a higher low, form support, and then look for a buy. That's what I would preference. I'm not going to tempt fate into the resistance. If it makes the move, fantastic, because it's not my move. It's not a miss move. I don't really care. So that's my opinion of it. Thank you to the new followers. Like size buys the sells again. There's nothing at the minute. We already took a profit on a sell. Dang, maybe we'll go into the zone then fly. Who knows? Eob, do you have YouTube channel? Yes, I do. It's the exact same profile name, mate. I am streaming live on YouTube at the same time. You get the full screen. You get this price scale and all. SB, you're long on EU. Okay. Wow, look at that. Nice work. So it is continuing. Tell you what, guys, I did a fragrance update video, reel. Wasn't on this particular fragrance I just sprayed, but this particular fragrance I just sprayed prior to the stream. Wow, that is the bee's knees. Hugo Boss Absolute, bottled Absolute. That is unbelievable. That is so, oh, it's so good. Really strong, woody, aromatic, sweet as well. Oh, that is phenomenal stuff. That is really, really good. Really strong smell. Did a review of Aqua di Gio Profondo EDT today. Also a pretty good drop, but just a remake or retake on the original Aqua di Gio, which is a classic, an all-time classic. Used to love rocking that shit when I was younger. Definitely have a watch at some point and leave your thoughts. Let me know what your favorite fragrance is. I may even do a review, see if I like it. What's going on, guys? All right, so now we adjust. That's what we do. Now it becomes sells below this support. As candles print, we reassess, we adjust our zones. Why I've adjusted that zone is because we've pushed straight back above it. Had we not, and we've continued to reject it, that zone would remain. We push straight back above it. We've wiped out this zone, and this becomes the new floor. That is still the ceiling. If price breaks through the floor, and I do believe there's a high probability we could come back down to the next floor. But there's a previous ceiling which we broke through prior to that, which price could also eventually tap into and reject. So you would need to be a little bit wary of that if you were looking for a sell below the floor here at 4,085.38. Just another way to put it. Vinny J, what's my bias on gold? I am bullish, but based on the level we're at, I would preference sells. And already took profit on some sells, and we're just keeping an eye on it for now. So Joseph tried buying from that level, shit went south. Yeah, well, it is a 4-hour resistance and last significant lower high in 4 hours. So yeah, for me, I'm not interested in buying into it, to be honest. Panda, can you please give your thoughts on EU? I just had a look at it not long ago, gave my opinion of it. So my opinion was that you could even look for limit order buys at the high of this resistance. It's just made a nice clean move straight through it. The other thing you could look for is a little bit of a pause just now, but have we tapped into that zone? That would be my concern. Have we or have we not yet tapped into it? We've not yet retested it, so I would preference price tapping into it, and it would be fantastic if, for instance, this candle can perhaps tap in and maybe close weak bearish, and then there could be a valid buy option at session open. New candle creates low wick and begins to break high. So I'm starting to accumulate a list of videos to record, guys. So I will again upload more content moving forward. I've got more time for it as of next week. I will be updating the course for my team, my members, over the Christmas New Year break. I'm looking forward to doing that. It'll be a major update of that. Lakeside, so you think we should wait to buy gold? Yes, I personally think we should wait to buy gold. EU looks like we'll tap in, so maybe it could present that scenario. Panda, all good. All right, is this potentially forming a double top here? YouTube guys, if you could also please make sure to hit the like button. Get that like count up. 16 likes. Let's get it up to at least 40, 30 or 40. And pinches. I hit the like button and subscribe. Nice one. Appreciate it. Hopefully you also managed to get involved in the trade before. And just quickly guys, while we're waiting, also again, if anyone is interested, this is by far and away the #1 backtesting software on the market. And I'm not just saying it because I'm affiliated with it. It just works exactly like TradingView. You can test yourself out on a challenge. So before actually paying for a challenge, you can set up a backtesting session for a prop firm challenge and adjust the parameters according to whatever the challenge is that you want to actually take yourself. Yeah, it just works exactly like TradingView. Plus it's got a really cool unique feature, that being the analytical area. Analyze all the different performance metrics of your own trading. This thing ever loads up. Yeah, so you got the prop firm challenge here. You can click on that. You can choose either instant funding or custom challenge and adjust it according to parameters of whatever it is that you're wanting to take on the particular prop firm. Obviously you've got gold, you've got all different commodities, you've got all different cryptos, you've got all different currency pairs, you've got everything. They've got you covered with it all. So it is a really cool kit if anyone is interested. On the actual home page, the landing page, there is no such thing as a monthly subscription with these guys. A lot of people were complaining it's just a little bit too expensive to purchase it annually or lifetime. So therefore they asked if there was any chance. I asked for you guys and they said no, but they gave in. And just for me, just for my viewers, they gave me a special monthly subscription access link. So if anyone is interested, let me know. I will happily share it with you. YouTube, it's in the chat just now. Click on the link. But what you need to do to activate it, you need to make sure to use my code, my promo code, because that way they'll know you're coming from my stream, you're one of my viewers, and that way they'll actually give you access to the monthly subscription. Otherwise they can still reject it because it's through like a backdoor, if you know what I mean. It's not something they normally offer. So if anyone is interested, let me know and I'll happily hook you up. Yeah, really cool kit to practice on, and it's something I will be absolutely flogging during the summer break, during the Christmas and New Year break, because I want to test out some new entries that I've been coming up with that I may use moving forward into next year and obviously on stream. Gold rejecting. All right, so if there was to be a valid entry at London Open, what I would like to see in this scenario, but I don't think we're quite gonna have the margin based on the 5-minute. But what would be ideal is if this candle closed strong bearish, which it is about to do, and the next candle closes weak bullish Once again, similar scenario to what we had in the 15 before. Just there. And if it closed weak bullish, sorry, what it does is create a little bit of a minor support back below the resistance, back below the double top. And if the new candle is to open up, create a bit of an upper wick at session open into reject, I believe it's a high probability we could come back down to not very far, but potentially most recent support. And if it has the volume momentum, potentially below it. So it's a nice strong closure here on the M5. Now, the main concern here, and the reason why I probably won't be taking it, is because there won't be the margin, to be honest, back down to support. But keep a bit of an eye on it. JD beats, you think you're right, looking for sales for sure. Fair enough, mate. Yep, we'll see. That stuff, wow, I can still max one spray before. It's such a strong smell. Love it, absolutely love it. Inches, if you're going to take trade BTC with the resistance you draw, you need what confirmations on Bitcoin. So a really strong catalyst in this sort of situation would be a bearish engulfing candle, rejecting that previous level, which was the Asian range low from the previous day. So potential rejection point. So that would be the strongest of all catalysts, would be the bearish engulfing. Another potential confirmation would be a rejection here on the 15. And if this particular candle itself closed back, for instance, weak bullish or even very weak bearish, somewhat like so, once again, it suggests that perhaps we'll grab some liquidity from the upside, that Asian range low from the other day. And what I would then do is go down to the 5-minute and see if we have some minor support. So okay, so let's just say it closed like that, the 15 here, and let's just say we had that this M5 closed weak bullish. That would be another catalyst, because we got some minor support, albeit in the 5-minute, below that resistance or previous potential level of resistance. We'll have the 15 closing back weak bullish. So therefore, what I'd be looking for on the following candle is an upper wick to form. And as price begins to break low of the minor support and of the lowest point of the catalyst weak bullish liquidity candle on the M15, that would be my potential entry point. So yeah, that's what I would personally look at. And if you're not too sure, you don't really understand 100% what I'm talking about, the beauty of it is that you can rewatch later and slow it down, rewatch it a few times, and you'll probably pick up on what I'm talking about and you'll learn from it. So that is the whole purpose of these streams. And I feel I give away so much information. So yeah, so hopefully it's of benefit for you and everyone else. All right, we've got just under a minute till session open, and gold, wow. Well, bearish engulfing, but it's at support. It has to close below support. Has to close below support. Double top. It looks like we're heading down. SB news just took you out. On what, EU? Ooh, wow. Wow. What news was that? Was there some breaking news or something? Yeah, that's harsh, man. Because you don't usually see EU create candles like that unless it's influenced by news or something. So, and that wasn't the pound news, because that was over here. Wow, interesting. Alex, look good. Gold sells are looking better again, but it has to close below. It's a strong closure. So it would likely come down to the actual open of the new candle. It can't reject just now though. Can't pop back above the support. And being London Open, you have to be very careful. Don't want to be too early to jump in. Oh, it's has to break the low of the support, pop back up, create an upper wick, and then break its own low again. That's the only way I believe there'd be a probable entry to the downside here. Has to break the low of this support. Done that just now. Pop back up to create the upper wick. As it creates the upper wick, sell stops below the low would not be a bad option. And if it just melts just now and makes too big of a move, there is just no option personally. This is 7A is A. 4078 valid by 4078. Maybe. I mean, it's previous resistance. Smiley win rate 80.336 on stream. 135 wins and 33 losses is the stream record. We've had a cracking week. Personally 4-0. 3-0 on stream. 3 trades on stream. 1 away from the stream. Yeah, so this is where it's pushed too far, guys. So there would be no entry for me. What I was banking on is this candle breaking the low, pulling back up to create up a wick, grabbing those leftover orders, then breaking its own low again, then making a move, which would be a very, very high probability setup in my books. But it's just dropped a little bit too far. I mean, even now, if it pops back up, one concern is the fact that you're gonna have to travel up and down more than, you know, you're looking about 80 plus pips just to be triggered into the trade. And it's likely going to create a decent upper wick, so you got to then push a little bit further or drop a little bit further to be triggered in. So again, for me, it's just a little bit too far, the initial drop below support. It's no stress. And pinches like Dragonfly, Doji, Shooting Star, Hanging Man. Yeah, they're not bad confirmations as well. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was explaining as well. The Hanging Man, I think you call it. So the reason why I don't take the trade without the confirmation of the upper wick, guys, is because if you were to look to the left of the chart, I would hazard a guess 95+% of these candles. I mean, this particular screen here, every single candle, except for maybe that one, it does have a tiny low wick, but every single candle, and this one, has wicks in both directions. So there's a high probability of it pulling back to create the upper wick. And if it doesn't, it just means it doesn't do it. It's one of the few that doesn't. But that's the reason why I won't take the trade without it. I don't want to get stuck in it, and then I got fearful that's going to pull back, create the upper wick. And I, you know, kick myself saying, why don't I wait just for it to do that? Tick the box. That's the reason why I would not enter. And it looks like it's going to do that just now. Create the upper wick. And that's just knowledge, guys. That's time on the charts. Manvic, market manipulation. That's why you're not trading these days. Like, totally understand, bro. I totally understand, because that is highly unusual. Did GU do the same? GU had news though, so it's kind of anticipated. What about AU? AU, no, nothing. Happened yesterday as well. Yeah, it's tough. There's not much you can do about pinches. All good, not a problem. Manvic, seeing EU do something about to happen. Big, yes. I'm of the belief that there is something huge happening. I really do think there is big things happening in regards to also to banks, to liquidity of some major banks. I personally, I hate bank accounts, but it's a necessity. It is a necessity. But you just got to be spread out. You got to be very careful how you play your cards, in my opinion. Hey man, what do you think? Advice for stop losses? My account size is small. I use 1 cent lot and was in a sell at 4,090. Stop loss at 4,092. Got stopped out. Now it's gone down. For me, I use the technical level, and that would be the previous candle high or the current candle high, the entry candle's high. Because again, that's just what works for me. I always manage my trade. I understand that you don't want to lose too much on a small account, so you've probably gone for a random stop, but you got to consider when it comes to gold, there is so much volatility on it, and it could just push back up 20 pips in a blink of an eye, and your stop loss is taken out, and then it continues in line for direction. So you need to accept the risk on the table and place a stop loss at a technical level. I mean, the best level would be above the resistance. That is technically the best level, but even so, I don't place my stop loss above a swing point. I use a previous candle high or low, for instance. That is what I would suggest. And Vic, F Jamie Diamond. Speed, I think Euro come back for long now. Who knows? It's just, yeah, it's a crazy move. Ben, you think it might go into 3,900s now? I hope it does. Yeah, that is for physical accumulation, not trading wise. I couldn't care less. Up, down, I trade it in direction. Answer Igor, it's a correction on the structure. The trading's up. It definitely is up. I agree. Alex is getting back to create the upper wick. M5 candle almost did. I mean, it did flip green on my broker's chart, but it still didn't create the upper wick. Either way, wasn't interested because the fact this candle dropped a little bit too far at the very open of the London session. Honey, sell. Preference to sells, but I don't have the tick for it. But again, not bothered because I've already taken a win on a sell earlier. So just chill. Well, personally, that's what I'm doing for the time being. RKB, thank you for the stickers, mate. Appreciate it. Sultani, shall we prepare ourselves for a sell entry? If you like. I'm not in a minute. Like side, wait for a sell. Yeah, again, it had to pull up to create the upper wick, and this candle couldn't have dropped that far, to be honest. For me, it's just dropped a little bit too far. And still technically hasn't got an upper wick. Alex, how do you think using 5-minute fair gap to enter the sell? Personally, don't trade it, so I would say no. I wouldn't even know where to mark it in. So Mix Bro, drop me your TradingView username. I add you to my own indicator. You will like it. TradingView username. Here's my TradingView username. Just take time, check it out. It's worth it. Oh, look, no harm done, I suppose. Send me a DM and I'll try to find what my TradingView username is. I can't even remember what it is, to be honest. Isn't it just our email address? Matt, big orders at 4,074 to 64. Yeah, well, it's a big, strong level of support, so it could potentially come back down to that point. Hey man, all good. Kate, double S multimedia. I think we should now look for buy at 4,060. Yeah, I think that's a good option as well. It is dropping. There is a username in your profile. Oh, there is. Just it can't be that simple, can it? Maybe it is. It's just the first 3 letters of my name and first 3 letters of my surname. So that is the case. Don't think you can see it. YouTube can. Is it capitals or what's the deal? It's not capitals. I'll type into the chat just now. Hootia made 1.2 today in the first test on fair value. Yeah, fair enough. Nice work. Are you sell, enter, sell? No, I didn't have the confirmation. Didn't have the upper wick, but it did pretty much what I wanted to do in regards to pulling back up to its open again and then dropping. So if you did take off the back of that, you're in profit and some decent profit. But for me, this did pop down a little bit too far as it opened for session, or for the session open. So all good. That top left corner train view. Yeah, I looked it up. So baby is selling. Fair enough. Wow, looking like it's coming down too. So the analysis is spot on. First time got the entry, took some profits. Second time analysis is correct. Just missing one little thing, but all good. Again, profitable day, so no worries at all. JD beats, man. I'm in sales from 4,090, but my TP is 4,070. Be looking for buys depending on the reaction we get from the key resistance zone for sure. Nice work, mate. Yeah, just be sure not to give it back, seeing you are 100 pips in profit basically at the minute. More than, wow, look at that. Loving it. I really want this to melt like a knife, hot knife through butter. I would love for it to absolutely cark it. I would be such a happy man if I woke up tomorrow and gold was at like $3,800 or $3,500, which is not going to happen, but I would be, if my billion dealer had any, I would be getting ready to buy. Bloody hard to get your hands on these days. Hootia took one trade before on stream, took some profit on the sell. And so far this week it's 4 and 0, 3 on stream and 1 away from stream. Juliet Vo, you think we will take another trade today or not? Personally, I don't think so, but it looks of it, because that was the only way, that particular entry was the only next potential chance in my opinion. Because if I'm to wait, it's going to take too long for the buy to present. Needs to wait for more counter confirmations, and I'm waiting for time for that. So yeah, I doubt it. But nonetheless, it's still been a good stream. A lot of quality education, guys. So I mean, if you guys aren't watching me on the regular, you really need to be. Not only just about calling quality setups and we're taking winning trades. We're on a really nice win roll here on the stream, and it just keeps on rolling on. So it's not only about taking trades, but I do drop some, you know, pretty handy golden nuggets here and there for those who scalp, for those who might be looking to add to their personal edge. There are things that maybe you can use. So I think there's a lot of benefit in watching the streams on the regular. Plus there's a bit of entertainment. Talk a bit of smack. Like to chat to the trolls. Talk about other things too. I told you, fragrances, and I'm obsessed in fragrances. Can't help myself. Fragrances, fitness. Do record some sets today as well, which I'll eventually upload and turn into a video as well. Shoulder exercise today. Absolute destroyer. Absolute destroyer. So baby, trying to work more on fitness. Well, definitely follow. Make sure to be following because I'll be dropping more fitness videos. More about technique and form. I will do some stuff on nutrition eventually as well, I do believe. For me, it's simple. It's just cut out sugar. It's very simple. No refined sugar, no processed sugar. You can have some natural sugars, some fruits. Not too much of it, to be honest, but I do eat fruit, but not much. I love apples. This is basically an apple a day. Some blueberries with my oats, pro oats. That's pretty much the fruit side of things. Sometimes an orange. No sugar in anything. Don't add sugar to anything at all. Don't eat processed food. Although everything is pretty much processed these days, to be honest. But I prepare all my food myself as well. When will sell end? Potentially 4,068, but we'll see. We'll pop straight through it. Who knows? So baby's been going down up all night. It has been doing that during the Asian session all day here. You will add me? Nice one. Scalp? Yeah. Pinches? No carbs? No, I do still have carbs. I definitely have carbs. I think that's where people get it all wrong because they try to completely cut out carbs. I don't have bread because yeah, I don't know, it just sits there. For me, bread's I don't know. I don't mind it, but I just don't have it. I have my oats. I have my carbs through the veggies as well. Do have rice from time to time, not daily, but maybe once or twice a week. So it's not like I don't have carbs, but I keep them pretty low. But it really just need a good balanced diet. High protein though. Definitely high in protein. So for dinner, I have to have a protein with vegetables. Has to be either chicken or beef or fish. Some sort of protein along with mainly steamed veggies for the most part. And it sounds bland, it sounds dull and boring, but it's not. I love my cooking as well. There's a lot of preparation on it. And I love it. It tastes so good. Yeah. I make the best chicken. Oh, it's so good. Okay, double S multimedia, we can take a sell on the pullback, potentially. Tommy, good morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, brother. Alrighty, guys, so that's enough of me blabbling on. Yeah, so well done today. Good trade. Obviously, very early into the stream, we took those gold sells for a quick win. Well done to anyone who took the trade. Well done to anyone who's currently in gold sells. I did call one there, but unfortunately had no upper wick as well, so couldn't take it myself. But 1-0 for today, 4-0 for the week, 3-0 for the week on stream. Pretty good week so far. I will be back tomorrow, unless something doesn't go to plan, but should be all good for tomorrow, guys. So in the meantime, I am going to call it quits. Make sure to watch TikTok to watch the fragrance review video I did earlier today. You know what you think of that. Yeah, guys, if you want to, feel free to send me a message, say good day. I'll reply to every message. I look forward to seeing you guys again. Till tomorrow, trade safe, don't do anything stupid. Have a good one. Bye, my friends. All the best. Cheers. Bye-bye.